Hello and welcome to Altcoin XP. My name is Anthony. In this video, I'll be discussing the Ethereum Parity Multisig contract wallet exploit, which caused a loss of roughly $150 million worth of Ether. Before I start, I want to offer my condolences to anyone who lost money due to what happened. What happened completely sucked and was totally out of your control. Parity is an extremely popular Ethereum implementation with roots all the way back to the very beginning of Ethereum. Parity is a well-known and trusted name in this space. And without knowing Parity's multisig wallet history over the last 4 months, there was really no reason any user who simply just wanted to store their Ether in a multisig contract to be suspicious of it. So again, my condolences to everyone who was affected by this. Now, onto the show. First, I want to explain what this multisig contract wallet was. Basically, it's a contract wallet that Parity created for its users to store their Ether in with multiple signature authentication. Multisig requires more than one party's permission before being able to access the Ether. For example, there are 2 of 3 multisig wallets where 2 out of 3 private keys are needed to transfer funds. Multisig wallets are generally viewed as more secure than a basic account because a hacker cannot steal funds without having multiple private keys. In Ethereum, a multisig wallet needs to be created via a contract that runs on top of the Ethereum network. Parity wrote this contract and its users would need to interact with the contract to store their Ether and use the multisig features. So what exactly happened that rendered roughly $150 million inaccessible? To fully understand this, we have to go all the way back to July of 2017. On July 19th, 2017, a hacker found an exploit in the Parity Multisig Wallet contract, which allowed him to withdraw $32 million worth of Ether at time of theft from the wallet. The hacker would have been able to transfer an additional $280 million from the wallet. However, an anonymous pro-Ethereum group called the White Hat Group used the same exploit to transfer the remaining funds to themselves for safekeeping before the hacker could do it for himself. Following this, on July 20th, Parity released a lengthy press statement on their blog addressing what happened and listing a number of reasons why it happened and how it could be prevented in the future. They directed the blame towards their code being too complex, Solidity being a buggy language, and the community not taking ownership of their code and auditing it themselves due to its complexity. Their solution was to have all their code reviewed by Solidity experts, to write less complex code so the community could more easily audit it, advise Solidity developers on how to improve their language, and create a bug bounty to incentivize people to report bugs instead of exploiting them. What is concerning to me from the blog post is the lack of ownership and responsibility Parity took for their part in the July 20th hack. They're the ones who wrote the code, yet they have the balls to say, and I quote, "Had there been a greater degree of community ownership over the wallet code, then the greater number of eyes may have seen the bug before anyone with bad intentions had managed to exploit it." The amount of ridiculous here just boggles my mind. Parity wrote the code and shouldn't expect or rely on the community to audit anything. The community are the users. They aren't responsible for what Parity puts out. If someone from the community audits something and finds a bug, great. That's actually awesome, but no one in their right mind should ever rely on that happening. Anyway, following that, 7 days later, on July 27th, Parity released a new multisig contract to replace the hacked contract code. saying that it had been reviewed by many developers and there are no known issues. They then urged everyone to upgrade to the new contract. Everything seemed fine until November 6, 2017 at 10:54 a.m. EST, when a Parity GitHub issue was created titled "Anyone Can Kill Your Contract" by GitHub user DevOps199. He stated that he accidentally killed it and provided a link to the transaction that killed it. 45 minutes later, someone named Jay Takalai replied saying that the registered owner killed the contract. And 15 and a half hours later, someone named Office Julia, presumably a Parity employee, replied asking how he came to the conclusion that anyone can kill the contract since he is the registered owner, only he can kill it. Julia must not have fully understood the situation. Now, on November 7th at 3:28 a.m., 14 minutes after Julia's comment, DevOps199 replied explaining what he did and why it happened. He explained that he is not the creator of the contract, but he was able to make himself the owner because the contract was uninitialized, so no owner was set. After he initialized the contract and became the owner, he accidentally sent a kill command to the contract, killing the contract and rendering the ether inside of it inaccessible. November 7th at about 6 a.m., Parity tweets about the exploit to let its users know what happened. Around 9 a.m. November 7th, My Ether Wallet tweets a screenshot from the Parity Gitter channel, where DevOps199 is seen claiming to be an ETH newbie. And sometime after all this, the Ethereum subreddit starts flooding with discussions about this and debating if Ethereum should hard fork to recover the inaccessible funds like it did for the DAO attack. So to recap, Parity had a buggy multisig wallet code. A hacker found the bug and stole $32 million worth of ether from it. Parity released new code a week later, told its users it was audited and safe, then urged its users to update to the new contract. A few months later, that very contract had a bug and was exploited. Now, I want to make clear that this issue had nothing to do with the Ethereum Parity implementation, but with one contract that Parity wrote for Ethereum. Even though they're responsible for losing roughly $150 million, which is a lot of money, and we definitely shouldn't be taking this lightly, this contract represents only a small portion of the Parity codebase and the work that Parity does. The reason I say this and the reason it's so important is because I'm calling for a boycott or probationary period for Parity contract code until they can prove to us that they can be trusted again. There's a saying that this situation reminds me of. It goes, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me." This is Parity's second time that their multisig contract has been hacked. From their blog post about the first hack in July, they say, "Secondly, we will be revisiting the design of Parity's wallet multisig at a high level." Yet, an Ethereum subreddit mod, 5CHDN, who claims to work for Parity, says that deployment of the new multisig wallet code was rushed, so they forgot to initialize the wallet contract. So maybe they revisited the design, but they certainly didn't pay attention to the deployment process. And why was this rushed immediately after the previous code was hacked? If anything, July's situation should have told Parity not to rush anything out of fear of a repeat attack. Let me remind you, this exploit rendered roughly $150 million of people's money unusable. Last time Parity was responsible for $32 million stolen, with the potential of an additional $208 million to be stolen if the White Hat group didn't step in. So I'm here urging the community to not trust Parity contracts again unless they consistently and continually do things to earn our trust back. What they need to do to earn our trust back, I don't know. That's something that will be more clear with time. Perhaps we'll have a better idea after Parity releases a formal statement about what happened and what they'll do to rectify the issue. From there, we'll need to analyze and scrutinize their solution. If their solution is acceptable to us, we need to make sure that they stick to the solution and publicly draw attention to them if they don't follow through with it. Although I believe Parity is solely responsible for the code they release, we as a community are responsible for looking out for ourselves and for each other. We must keep our own tabs on situations and let others know when something or someone isn't following through or is doing something suspicious. If all goes well, we'll start trusting the Parity contracts again little by little and putting little bits amount of ether in them little by little over time to see what happens. That's really the smart thing to do. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. I hope my video was useful to you, and I hope Parity is more responsible in the future. Please hit that like button and subscribe, because that helps a lot. Also, donate Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Dash to the addresses both on screen and in the video description. Your donations help a lot with keeping the channel alive. Lastly, follow me on all social media. Oh, and I want to give you an update before I go. I'm working on summaries for all 4 of the DevCon 3 live streams. Right now I have the first summary written, and it took me like 2 days to go through 9 hours of footage from the live stream. My plan is to write all 4 days, like the scripts and the summaries for everything. Write all the scripts and then record all the videos all at the same time. This way it's like a production line thing. There's like 36 hours of presentations to go through. So I'm spending all my free time and a lot of my not so free time working on it. I should be able to get it done in a week or 2, provided that there's no other catastrophes in Ethereum that I want to speak about. So that's it. Thanks everyone, you guys are awesome. Bing bing!